So you want to learn how to present, obviously for them to buy. All I want you to do is think, or all I want them to do is think. They can actually make up their own mind, help persuade their decision-making mind. I want you to think about those things as we're talking. Now, I talked about this yesterday, so I won't go over it too much here this morning, but you have to believe in your product. You have to believe in your product 100%. Remember, Mr. Service said one of the reasons they said they have no confidence. You're going to have to actually get that through your presentation. You have to, if you can own it in your state, then you should own it. I know Florida, you can't have the home-based business plan, right? But in Florida, I'd probably own the business owner's legal solution plan. Because if that's what I'm going to market, I need to understand the usage of it. If you don't believe in what I'm saying here, let me give you an example. Because owning the product, and Ms. Broughton said she's used this membership 150 times. That's phenomenal. That's why she's having success. Because she knows the experiences of what it feels like to utilize that membership. She has that passion. She has the belief. Because why? She's been through that experience. I can teach you knowledge. The trainers can teach you knowledge. Passion has to come from you. And people are going to buy into your passion. I can guarantee you this. When you write goals, your goals, and I did this years ago, and it really helped me on my closing ratio. When you write goals, my goal was to use my membership a minimum of twice a month. I don't care if I was just legally lonely. I was going to pick up that phone and make sure they were still going to answer that phone for me. Because if you don't understand how this works, you're missing it. I had a director that was telling me that, we all have our different parts of the plan that we think is the most valuable. And her part of the plan was the will. And she could do a really good presentation. She had all the product knowledge. She could tell you how this membership, any of the memberships worked inside and out. But she could not close people, and she didn't understand why. I knew exactly why. She had never got her own will done. And when I asked her that, and she says, well, I haven't done it. I said, well, then shame on you. You're going to try to tell me I need to buy it to get my will done, but you haven't done it for yourself. Right? But it's amazing, she got her will done through our system, her closing ratio increased. See, people felt her passion now because she was excited. She understood the process. It wasn't just words anymore. Now it was feeling. Make sense? Okay. The other thing to keep in mind when you're selling this, are they better with us than without us? Of course they are. We need to get that across to them. They're always going to be better with us than without us. Nick said something so powerful. He said, it's an acceptable, what? Cost. What's not acceptable is the cost without us. I just thought that was so powerful, okay? I talked about yesterday knowing your product, reading the contract, so make sure that you do that. I also talked to you yesterday about obviously being able to qualify your prospects, because that's so important, to qualify your prospects. And remember, we use the plan comparison sheet on qualifying your prospects, correct? The tools. When you go to use your tools, let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with them? Meaning, have you used them before? Have you read them? Have you watched the videos? Have you went onto the websites before you send your customer there to go look at stuff? You have to be familiar with your tools, because not every tool is going to fit everybody. And you're going to actually have to be the one that's going to be judging, obviously, which one's going to work best. The other thing is, does it naturally flow? Does your conversation, does your tool naturally flow? And we're going to talk more about that as well. We talked about the needs analysis yesterday, so there's no reason for me to talk about that again here, but every one of you understands that a needs analysis will show what? A value, a monetary value savings, obviously, to that customer.